color transfer from the magician's hand to the girl's hand. This is a very powerful trick, although simple. The weaving effect is very surprising. The magician asks the girl to take her lipstick, then he asks her to reach out like this. Then choose one of them and combine it like this. He puts a little lipstick behind his hand, then he wipes it. Then he tells the girl that lipstick has moved into her palm. The girl opens her hand and finds lipstick inside her palm. How is this trick done? Doing this trick is very simple and you can do it easily. When the magician took the lipstick from the girl, he put a few on his finger. When asked to extend her hand, paste lipstick on the soles of her palm. The trick of the pepper's disappearance from salt. This trick is one of the smartest magic tricks made by magician Criss. Pour a little salt and a little ground pepper. Then he takes his right hand and the girl's hand and puts them on salt. He places his left hand on the table. After a few seconds, his left hand comes out from the bottom and it appears pepper salt appears on the table as pure. It does not contain peppercorns. The audience becomes very distraught. Well, it's very confusing.
Watch. See, I take the salt and pepper and integrate it. About 50-50 each, yes? Okay. The crazy thing is when I mix it all together like this, now, if your girl doesn't like
If
salt...
we want to separate pepper from salt, we will need days to be able to. How can the magician separate pepper from salt? How did the pepper go to the magician's hand? First, the magician collected is not salt and pepper, it is carefully crushed magnet like a pepper. The magician deluded the audience that it was pepper. When he asked the girl to put her hand like this, the magician inserted his hand in his pants pocket at this moment. Take out a handful of crushed magnets. Watch how did he put his hand in his pocket empty. Then take it out and he is holding it where he put the magnet in it and began to scrub it. The magnet in his hand attracts magnets mixed with salt. Only salt beads appear to float at the top while the magnet beads are at the bottom because the magician attracted her through the magnet in his hand.
Open it up and you're gonna place it literally right on top of the pile. It's good. Now watch. You're gonna feel your hand get warm. Tell me when you feel your hand get warm.
It's getting warm now. It's getting really warm.
Watch.
No way!
Whoa! Now move your hand.
No! Oh my God!
Well, maybe a ring, a woman's ring. Anybody have a ring?
Ring.
You have a ring?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to take your ring and place it under any one of the three cups. Place your ring under. Johnny and I are going to turn facing the curtain so we don't know where it is.
Okay.
Okay. Come on, Johnny.
Reminds me of grammar school.
Yes. Ah. But I want to get inside your head right now.
Okay.
I want you to actually look at me as I take my hand and just place it over each into every cup. Right here.
In this simple mind-reading trick, Criss Angel asks a female spectator to put a ring under any of the three cups on the table and then switch the other two cups. He then finds out underneath which cup he put the ring seemingly just by observing her body language. While this is a pretty simple trick, it can serve as a great mind-reading effect. With the right showmanship, you can convince your spectators that you actually read their minds to find out underneath which cup they put in the ring. However, this trick has nothing to do with mind reading or body language. The secret is simply that one of the cups is different.
In this instance, we have an imperfection in the name of the cup or who printed the cup. You'll see it right over here. It's kind of smudged. The name of the cup or who printed the cup. You'll see it right over here. It's kind of smudged.
Yes, the actual D on the manufacturer's name is smudged and there's no opening in the center.
Not very different, of course, but it must have some little detail that will help you distinguish it from other two cups.
The D as there is in
And let's
this
get a nice tight shot of that. You'll see there's smudge. There's no center in the D.
The cup which is different is called the key cup.
Apparently that they put the ring under the center cup while our backs are turned.
And normally the way we always start this off is to keep the key mug with the imperfection in the center.
Once you are aware of this difference, the rest is easy. After the ring has been hidden, you simply check whether your key cup has moved. The position of the key cup tells you where the ring is.
Is my key mug still there or has it moved? If it's still there, I know that the ring is under there because they obviously didn't touch that and move the other two mugs. Therefore, I would say the ring is under the center cup.
And you'd be correct.
Right down to the ground, just like that. I'm gonna catch some wind there. You see that? See how we're getting some wind like that? We can see it's completely flat, but we're gonna get some wind. Just like so, now watch. I want you to watch this very, very carefully, okay? I'm just going to come straight up and down. Now I'm going to run. Into the water.
Criss Angel heads to the beach and accomplishes several seemingly impossible feats. He first spreads a blanket and waits a little until suddenly a girl appears under it. As if this was not enough, Criss Angel runs away and magically appears under the second blanket in a matter of seconds. Unless there was some kind of trapdoor in the sand, it's pretty obvious that the volunteers and the members of the audience were stooges. Do you really think the volunteers just happened to have those blankets with them? I don't think so. So assuming they were all stooges, how was the trick performed? When the first blanket is spread, the camera is lowered to the ground so we can't see what is happening on the beach behind the blanket. As soon as that happens, Criss' female assistant, who was probably hiding somewhere by the sea, runs closer and then crawls under the blanket. She is obscured by the blanket the whole time. You may have noticed that quite a lot of time passes before Criss lowers the blanket and something appears under it. The second part of the trick, however, seems even more impossible. How did Criss Angel appear under the blanket when we have seen him walk away? The answer seems pretty obvious once to figure it out. It wasn't Criss that we saw walking away. He had none of the assistant hiding down at the sea dressed exactly like him. The assistant secretly sneaks behind Criss when the blanket is spread. Then there is just a really short moment when Criss lifts the blanket really high and we cannot see him at all. That's when the switch happens. Criss gets under the blanket while the assistant takes his place. Remember, the assistant is dressed exactly as Criss. You will notice that he then quickly runs away without even once looking at the camera. It is not Criss Angel we see running away, since Criss is under the blanket, moving in a peculiar way and getting ready to amaze his audience.